Joker star Joaquin Phoenix claims that Christopher Nolan offered him Heath Ledger's role in The Dark Knight. Now, this is from Josh Wilding at Comic Book Movie as well. Heath Ledger died months before The Dark Knight arrived in theaters. As a result, the actor never got to see the response to his performance as the Joker or receive the Best Supporting Actor Oscar, which he was posthumously awarded the following year. It's impossible to imagine anyone else playing the clown prince of crime in that movie, as Ledger has become nothing short of iconic as a result of his incredible performance. However, Joker star Joaquin Phoenix, who won an Oscar for his portrayal of the character in the 2019 movie Joker, has now revealed that Christopher Nolan approached him for the role that ultimately went to Ledger. Explaining that he wasn't ready at the time, Phoenix said, "I talked to Chris Nolan about The Dark Knight, and that didn't happen for whatever reason. I wasn't ready then. I can't imagine what it would be if we didn't have Heath Ledger's performance in that film, though, right?" We don't recall it ever being reported that Phoenix was in talks, and there's nothing to say Nolan would have chosen him over Ledger anyway. The funny thing about this is that Joker was supposed to end with Arthur Fleck carving a smile into his face, which would have been reminiscent of the one Ledger's version of the villain had. However, Nolan, who had a deal with Warner Brothers at the time, reportedly nixed the idea, resulting in Arthur instead drawing a smile on his face with blood. With Nolan no longer at the studio, the critically panned Joker Folie à Deux concluded with a similar scene, albeit one featuring an Arkham City inmate giving themselves a Glasgow smile after stabbing Arthur. Was it meant as a dig at Nolan from filmmaker Todd Phillips in retaliation to his previous intervention? That's up for debate. Okay, look, Joaquin Phoenix as the Joker was fantastic. I think that he really crushed the role. I do not think The Dark Knight would have been what it was had it been him. I think it would have been good, for sure. He clearly understands the character, though is a different version of it with Todd Phillips. And Joaquin Phoenix is a fantastic actor. I would never take that away. But again, you're talking about a once-in-a-lifetime performance, perfect combination of actor, setting, all that kind of stuff. And I think the only thing that I regret from the role is to hear that, that we just lost Heath because of it. There's always been the conflicting reports about whether or not it was, an addiction thing or just drugs kind of gone wrong. And it sounds like that was the beginning of people really starting to understand fentanyl and all that kind of stuff that was going on. And I believe that that's what happened there. So I think just by the nature of him needing to use whatever said prescription drugs that, ended up in that OD and that death, that to me is the real sad, true tragedy of all this. But I really stand by the fact that is one of the greatest acting performances of all time. Heath Ledger absolutely demolished that role. And again, I love what Joaquin did with both movies. I did not like the second movie. I think the second movie as a whole was terrible. But I think that his performance was fantastic in both of them because he just brings a very unique, just like take to the character. And one that works. But again, the second one didn't. So I would just say that I'm glad things worked out. Sort of glad. I'm glad as far as what we got to see as far as the art. I wish we still had Heath Ledger with us. But tell me what you think in the comments. Do you think that it would have worked with Joaquin Phoenix in The Dark Knight? Let me know.